I can't thank you enough for giving me the privilege of being the mayor this past few years. Just thinking about it makes me a little nostalgic. Most of you probably know I grew up in West Haven. I'm a Westie through and through. I remember playing football in the green after school and hanging out in the center of town with my friends until the sun went down. Some of them are here today. Businesses were booming. Everybody was working in Armstrong or any other local factory that we had. There was retail in the center. There was businesses all along the Post Road. West Haven truly was a great place to grow up in. It was a place that people still believed in small town America. Every parent knew that their children was going to be better off than they were, and the bright future was right here in West Haven. But over time, I noticed that things started to change. West Haven wasn't the city. West Haven faced challenges in economic development. It wasn't something that just happened in West Haven. It happened all over the place. But West Haven reacted a little slower than others. Cornerstone businesses like Silver's moved out of our downtown. Whole sections of once bristling town became dormant and abandoned. And instead of the government trying to help and overcome these challenges, they made it worse. I had a front row seat to what our city was going through from my window on Campbell Avenue. I sat there in my store, Goldworks, and I watched it deteriorate. Times were changing. I got sick and tired of watching John Picard do nothing to fight for downtown, for the downward trend of the entire city in West Haven from economic development. So as a businessman who understood how important City Hall was for development, I ran for mayor. Determined I could make a difference and turn this town back into a thriving community it was when I grew up. We have done so many amazing things to attract development in our city. I've spent plenty of time going over all these businesses and projects that are coming to West Haven, and I know that West Haven is better now than it was when I started, for an absolute fact. The results of the primary last week, I have to say the least, was humbling. After reflection for a few days, I recognized the mistakes I made by not communicating with our community more often about what we were doing and what issues were important to them. Then I thought about the choices we have in November, and I realized how worried I was for the future of our city. People from across the city and from all different walks of life began reaching out to me, asking me what happened, expressing how they wanted me to continue to lead the city and move West Haven forward.
They double teamed you, and that's what happened.
After hearing the pleas from so many Westies over the past few days, I couldn't help but think, is Nancy Rossi capable of leading this city?
No!
Is Dave Riccio capable of leading West Haven? No! During the primary, we tried to sit back and let Nancy Rossi show her true colors. But now I realize that was a mistake, and perhaps people need to learn the Nancy that I know. Nancy Rossi is about slash and burn politics. She wants to gut our workers, and she needs to cut services that Westies depend on. She doesn't understand that behind every cut are hardworking people and families who love this city. She would do anything to hit her bottom line, even if it means harming our city. I understand that there are sensible cuts that need to be made for government, but Nancy Rossi, it's not about the bottom line. It's about real people. Nancy Rossi is concerned about one thing, and that's Nancy Rossi. She'll say anything to score political points, including lying and misleading to the residents of West Haven. She lied about how big the deficit was when I took office. She lied about me giving friends and family jobs. And she lied about low-income housing coming to the city, developments that are not coming. They do not exist. She lied about imaginary housing projects. It's unbelievable, the lies that were told during this election. It's something we cannot stand for. Nancy Rossi has no vision. She has no compassion. And she has stood in the way of progress of the city for years simply because she can. It's time that Nancy's told that being mayor is not about you. It's about the 56,000 Westies that you represent. gets worse, guys. If that wasn't enough, Nancy Rossi is planning on bringing back the Picard administration. We all know what happened there. Unemployment was higher, crime was higher, test scores were lower, our biggest taxpayer Bayer left West Haven, and on top of all that, he left West Haven. And now he's making robocalls from his home in Madison for Nancy Rossi. The more I thought about someone like that running our city, the clearer it became. I could not just sit back on the sidelines. West Haven needs a proven leader, someone who understands how to manage and someone who realizes and appreciates the massive effects that our local government decisions have on our residents. Nancy Rossi is not suited for that job, and certainly Dave Riccio is not either. Now is not the time to start moving the city forward or backwards. It's not the time to give our city back to the people who ran it into the ground for the last decade. Now is not the time to give our city over to someone who has zero experience in leadership and who has blocked the city's progress for many, many years. I moved back to West Haven. I opened my business in West Haven. I raised my kids here. And I ran for mayor for one simple reason. I love this city and I deeply care about its future. I know we have done great work attracting economic development, but I know we can do even better. I will make sure our planning team works every single day to bring businesses back to our city and jobs for our residents. We all know that we have an extremely diverse community, one that we draw a great deal of strength from. I believe the tent is big, and I'm going to work harder to make sure that everyone from every corner of this community is heard. I will hold town hall meetings, listening sessions in every district, and I'll make sure local government is responding to you, the people. In the future, I envision a city where we can celebrate our rich diversity and the rejuvenation of our wonderful city. That city is a city where businesses thrive, property values increase, taxes get cut, jobs come back, streets stay safe, beaches stay clean, and one in which we are the envy of New England. When I talk to people about West Haven, they're going to say this is the best city, and this is where I belong. That's what That's what we're working so hard for. I know you believe that that's the future of our city, and I know you believe it's worth fighting for. That vision, this future, that is why I formally announced that I am running as a write-in candidate for the city of West Haven. Question. Do you guys share that vision?
Yes!
If you share that vision,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to continue to build the progress that we're doing here in West Haven, if you're willing to stand with me, then you need to join the Army and get out there and talk to your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers, and everybody you know, and tell them November 7th, write in Ed O'Brien. I have learned one thing, and one very important lesson I learned last month, or actually last week. We can't afford to sit home. We have to get out and vote. We have to continue moving West Haven forward, and I can't do it without you. I need each and every one of you. So thank you all for coming here tonight. God bless the city of West Haven, and let's get to work.